Daily learning.
I hate math. I hate math. I really, really hate it. Every time I see numbers on the board, my brain just shuts down. It feels like a big gray cloud covers my mind, and everything that the teacher says turns into strange sounds that make no sense at all. I sit in the classroom, holding my pencil, pretending to take notes. But honestly, I don't even know what I'm writing. My notebook looks full, but if someone asked me what I just learned, I would stare back in silence. The classroom always feels heavy during math class. The clock seems to move slower, and every minute feels like an hour. My teacher talks about formulas, equations, and symbols, and I try to follow, but my thoughts wander so fast. I start counting how many minutes are left until the bell rings. I look at the board, and then at the window. The sunlight outside looks soft and golden. The trees are dancing in the wind, and for a moment, I forget I'm stuck in math class. Even the sound of birds outside feels like a sweet song compared to the endless numbers and letters inside the room. Sometimes I look at the window too long and realize the teacher has moved on to another topic. The letters on the board keep changing, and now it's not just numbers anymore. It's numbers mixed with letters. Letter X, then Y, or A, and of course the letter B. Why are there letters in math? Who decided that numbers alone were not enough? When I first saw X and Y, I thought it was something cool, but now they just make me frustrated. It feels like math keeps turning into something new and harder every time I start to get used to one thing. When I was younger, math used to be about counting apples or candies. That was fine. I could understand that. But then, suddenly, math became full of things like square roots, and algebra, and functions. None of those words sound friendly. They sound so complicated. Even my brain can't even remember what do those things mean at the first time I see them. Sometimes I stare at a problem for 10 minutes, and it still looks the same. Confusing, scary, and impossible. My mind starts to panic. My hand gets sweaty. My pencil feels too heavy to hold. The worst part is when the teacher explains something again and again, and everyone else seems to understand. Not like me, the only one in the classroom who can't figure out why am I here. I look around and see my classmates nodding or smiling like everything is so clear. And there I am, lost in a sea of numbers and pretending that I get it too. Inside, I just want to scream. Why does everyone else get it so easily? What's wrong with my brain? Maybe I'm just not made for math. Maybe I'm made for words, for colors, for stories, but definitely not for numbers. Sometimes I try to change that. I tell myself, okay, maybe this time I'll actually study. I go to the library, bring my math book, and find a quiet corner. The air in the library is peaceful, and the smell of old paper usually makes me feel calm. But not this time. I open my math book, and the calm disappears. The numbers jump out of the page like little monsters. The letters mix with them and form strange codes that I can't break. I sit there trying to solve one problem, but after a few minutes, I feel my head getting heavy. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and feel the frustration growing inside. I start to hate the book, the paper, the pencil, even the table I'm sitting at. I hate everything that reminds me of math. Sometimes I think about how math follows me everywhere. In every report card, In every test, it's always there, staring at me with that same cold face. I know it's important. I know math helps us think logically and solve problems. I've heard all those reasons before. Teachers always say math is the language of the universe. But if the universe speaks in numbers, then maybe I'm from another planet, because I just don't understand it. There's always that one moment in class when I completely give up. The teacher keeps writing formulas on the board, and I just stop trying. I start doodling in my notebook. Flowers, stars, or tiny faces that look more alive than the numbers. Sometimes I trace the edge of my ruler and draw shapes, pretending it's part of my work. My brain feels tired, my back starts to ache, and my eyes get heavy. The room becomes hot and quiet except for the teacher's voice that feels like a faraway echo. I start yawning. My head drops lower. My eyelids grow heavy. I try not to fall asleep, but it's too hard. And then, suddenly, the bell rings. The sound is like music. It's the sweetest sound in the world. I lift my head fast and start packing my bag even before the teacher finishes talking. My friends laugh and stretch, and the whole class comes alive again. My heart feels light as I walk out of the room. The hallway feels brighter. The air feels fresher. I walk faster, trying to leave all the numbers, formulas, and letters behind me. I don't even look back. It feels like freedom. That walk away from the math room is the best part of the day. It's like escaping from a dark tunnel into sunlight. I can breathe again. I can think about things that actually make sense, like music, art, or words. I like the feeling of the sun on my face after being trapped in that room. I tell myself, you survived another math class. And that small thought makes me smile. But then, I remember there's homework. There's always homework. I pull the paper out of my bag and stare at it for a while. Lines, numbers, and symbols. It's all there again, haunting me. I push it aside and decide to deal with it later. I'd rather wash the dishes, clean my room, or even organize my socks than do math homework. Anything but math. Sometimes, I wonder if one day I'll understand it. Maybe there's a secret trick, a hidden key, something I just haven't found yet. People say math is beautiful, that it's full of patterns and logic. But for me, it looks like a puzzle with missing pieces. I keep turning it around, trying to make sense of it, but it never fits. Maybe it's not just about intelligence. Maybe it's about patience. But even then, my patience ends before the numbers do. I think math and I are just not meant to be friends. It's like trying to talk to someone who speaks a completely different language. No matter how hard I try, I never get the answer I want. And the more I try, the more frustrated I feel. It's a tiring cycle. Learn, forget, panic, and repeat. Still, I know I can't run away from it forever. Math will keep showing up, in classes, in exams, even in real life. I'll keep meeting it again and again, and maybe one day, I'll stop hating it so much. But for now, I'll just be honest. It's my least favorite subject. If I had to make a list of the most memorable classes in school, math would sit quietly at the very bottom, like a gray rock in a box full of bright stones. And yet, every time I walk out of that classroom, I feel alive again. The moment my feet step into the hallway, it feels like all the boredom, anger, and confusion start to fade away. The world outside the math room looks more colorful, more real. I can hear laughter, feel the wind, and smell the air that doesn't taste like chalk dust. That moment, leaving the math class and walking away, is my favorite part of math. Because in that short walk, I remember how nice it feels to be free from something that makes my head spin. Math may be everywhere, but for a few minutes after class, it's far away from me. And in that space between frustration and freedom, I can finally breathe, smile, and remind myself that life has so many other things to enjoy. Things that don't involve numbers, letters, or impossible formulas.